Howdy, motherfuckers. It's Coopcarleton. It's Sunday afternoon, and this is another episode of the Cooped Up podcast. We're doing one by ourselves today. Calling it we again, because I just like to do that, even when I'm by myself. You know? I have what is it? What do they call it? An independence problem, I think, is how you call it. Maybe. Probably not, but let's just word it like that because it's convenient for right now. But yeah, my life's been kind of boring lately just because, oh my, fuck. I know, if there's any high school people listening to this podcast, high school kids, people have told you college finals are hard for your entire life. And I know people outside of, who graduated from college are like, no, they're not. Well, I've never done them before. So they are. They're fucking difficult. Especially when they're about shit that you don't give a fuck about. Like religion, like art like painting. You could even put me in theater and I would have given more of a fuck. But, art and religion, it was just like, oh, wow, okay, all right. We are literally going to have to, paint eyes on our eyelids because I'm not paying attention, you know? And I thought religion was at least going to be interesting at the end, I figured the final was going to be like, all right, pick which religion you'd fight for, you know? Like you a Christian, you a Muslim, like choose. Like Pokemon, like choose your starter Pokemon, I don't, maybe, but I guess not, because that's not how religion worked. And I was lost. I really was. I hated it. Religion more so than anything else, because it was just like, I don't know. The only two things that could have saved that class for me was if the final was pick which religion you're going to fight for, like I said, or what I thought the final was really going to be was my professor basically giving us the question of, now guess which religion you think I am. Because that's what we were wondering the whole class. We're like, fuck, which one do you believe in? Because I was like, it doesn't sound like you're buying any of these, bitch. I don't know. It really, I don't know. Religion class that pissed me off a little bit. It was just wild to me that I'm like, I gotta do 2 classes of this in college? Ooh. Yeah, okay. Alright, I guess, if you say so. Doesn't matter if I'm already paying you $40,000 a year. You get to keep making more requirements to keep making me stay longer, and that's awesome. But that's just how it works. The world's just been pissing me off lately. Like, if I'm being completely honest, like, I know we're in, Twitter and Instagram gave the ability for everyone's opinion to be heard. That doesn't mean it should be, though. I think the worst thing to do for people's opinions might have been Instagram stories and like the retweet button on Twitter. And I know that like Instagram stories, I think more so because you can kind of get like a shitload of information off that. And all you got to do is click one button and I reposted that to all my followers. And I'm woke and I'm politically correct. But it's also a retweet too of if I can just take something that somebody else made and just hit a button and now that's my opinion too. Cool. I can have read something and agree with it. Could you imagine if just throughout the day on Instagram, I posted every article I read? And it was just like, my new opinion. Yep, I believe this now. This is what I think for the past 26 seconds. And so now I think all you guys should think about it. No, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't know. 18-year-olds with political opinions, 20-year-olds with political opinions. You guys need to fuck off. You piss me off. Have an opinion, sure. But if that's the only thing about you, if the only thing I have that I know about you from social media, from anything, is your political stance on, whatever issue's trending, just know we're not hanging out. Now, you can have You could feel strongly about a political issue. Sure, sure, sure. But I like basketball. I talk about basketball a lot on the podcast. But if I sat down and had every conversation I ever wanted to have, I only wanted to talk about basketball, would any of you want to keep talking to me? I I wouldn't. I love basketball just as much as the next guy. But if you could only talk about no, half an hour, I'm going home. Okay? Like really. Let's be real. Come on. Nobody needs to hear your political opinions all the time. You can make your political opinions known. Especially, if every day these, Vineyard Vines dressed Republican kids and, you know, PC girls who think they're solving the world, like really, like, the same girls who are trying to cancel comedians also forcing the political opinion on you. You know, if it was every day, if it was, paragraphs that you wrote, cool. I'd love that. I'd love that. But now that it's every day and it's everybody just has the same one, it's just one account that puts all the information together and you repost it online and like you're like, we solved it. We solved huh? That's like, okay, say there's a murder. Say there's a murder. And the cops, there are two investigators on the murder. And they put this thing out on TV. And they say, we're looking for whatever suspect and whatever description, whatever. And somebody calls them up and gives them, because they saw that on TV, they saw that on the news, and they give them information. The the news anchor's not like, I solved a murder. I solved it. I got it. I figured that shit out. That was on me. Buckets out here. Just, no. No, that's not how it works. So, number one, know that your repost, your retweet of whatever, unless it makes me laugh, the most you can do on Twitter or Instagram at this point is make me laugh. I'm sorry. The amount of shit on there, you can't even make me think anymore. You haven't earned that yet. It's got to be really provoking to get me to think because there's just a whole lot of bullshit now. I don't get it 1 second. For 1 second, I don't. Like, you have to have an ego pretty fucking gigantic. If you're like, if you're like, this is the way we're making a difference. I don't know. I might be the only one who thinks like that, but it's just insane to me. Like it really is. Cause like the other day, I'm seeing this kid. He goes to Fordham. I'll include. I'm gonna do stuff on him in more podcasts later because, I mean, first off, all respect to the kid. Not making fun of how he looks, but yes, making fun of how he looks. He looks like kind of the special kid that they'd maybe let work at Staples, Always in that red Trump polo shirt with Trump, embroidery. Probably made it himself, didn't even buy it. He's like, I'll make it in this great country. Like literally, like kind of looks like, Gibby from iCarly. If like Gibby was like, yeah, we're going for a little more Rittenhouse now. Like, we're going a little bit more. And it's just everything. Everything is, vote in person, vote in person. That was it for 6 fucking months. And the only reason I know about him, I don't follow him. I never did before. Never knew who the fuck he is. Probably won't see him out anywhere. I don't think he can go back to Fordham because since last year, he's been so hated by the kids he's going to school with because his political opinion, I mean, they hate his political opinion, yes, but it's also because it's every single day. It's, don't wear a mask because it's the freedom of us to not do so. Okay, cool. All right. I don't give a fuck about your political opinion. I just want you to stop coming up on my explore page. Okay? Like, is that too tough to ask? Let's chill. got a little too angry for a sec. All right, let's bring it back in. You know, want to talk about the NBA season for a little. Because I thought it was gonna be normal. I really thought we were just kind of gonna get the normal unhappy superstars going in with Russ and Harden, and then Russ and Harden end up getting. I, Russ gets moved, and now, as much as I hate to say, I don't want to see him get his way. I really don't. I don't want to see Harden get his way, but I think Harden's going to get traded too because now he wants out. I think that or I thought, I guess, that when this all started, I remember saying on the podcast with Steve that the Rockets are going to do it. They're going to go into camp with unhappy superstars, and then I just realized, like, no, the fuck they're not. No, they're not. They can't. And, you really can't because they kill their own value like Harden did originally with the whole I only want to go to Brooklyn thing. And, like, that, sick. Awesome. You only want to go to one place that doesn't have a lot of assets and you kill your value to the other 29 teams or 28 teams in the league. Like, no, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Like, I'm not one of those guys who ever was like a hard on Harden guy. He can't do it in the playoffs kind of guy. But largely, if, or not if, really when now this Houston thing officially goes up in smoke and he gets traded, Morey's out, but Morey already got another job. D'Antoni's out, but could have had other head coaching jobs. He currently, he's on that staff with Nash, but I think that's kind of he's there for Nash. He would leave. He could coach in other places. He could leave and next year be a starting head or get a head coaching job in the league and be a starting head coach. God, like that's a fucking thing. Okay, yeah, they're all gonna do that. So to me, what that kind of means, and yes, Furtada did some of this, and yes, he's to blame for a portion of it, but a lot of it, 90% of it, falls on Harden. Because it's one thing if it's, 2017, 2018 LeBron leaving Cleveland, but it's not. This is like, they're like, well, Chris Paul fell apart in the playoffs and, the Russ trade was a disaster. The Harden signing was, or the Howard signing was a disaster. All this shit. Yeah, cool. All those were things that weren't ideal for him. But what, is the overarching point of his career in the playoffs? Comes up short in the playoffs. I hate to say it, it's not like he's averaging 45 and 6. 45, 6, and 6. It's not like he's averaging 30 and 6 and 6. He's more inefficient in the playoffs. He's worse volume. Like, it's on him. It is. Like, you can't look at it differently. So, to be a guy who now he's trying to force you to say, trade me, it's just shocking to me. And there's really nothing left for you to do if you're Houston. I mean, he said he wanted Wall, and you went and got him Wall. And now he's saying he wants to leave, and he's like, Wall's like, I've had conversations with him. And, like, that's just the real way it is, I guess, is that you just gave this man every key to the franchise. You did everything you saw that would benefit him. You did everything that he wanted you to do, even when it didn't look like it would benefit him. Like I'm talking the Russ Westbrook trade. Like I'm talking moving Capella. I don't know if for sure you want Capella gone, but I would have to believe that you don't make that move unless Harden wants him gone. Unless Harden wants, Cove and wants to go this full small ball. But to go from there to now you're demanding out and there's no, way to salvage this as just thinking about the league as a franchise, I wanted them to say no. I wanted them to, say, fuck that. We're not doing this. We're not trading you. I don't care that you want to go here. I don't care that you want to go wherever. I don't care that you like it here. We're not going to do, it's one thing if you want to jump team to team. If you're going to go like the decisions LeBron made or like KD made, there were, with KD, he never blew up the Warriors. He never mortgaged their future, anything like that. He may have affected their depth, but he didn't ravage the team in getting him. And LeBron, he didn't ravage Miami leaving at all. He didn't. Leaving Cleveland the first time, yeah, he left them high and dry, sure. And the second time, you know what Cleveland did? They learned. Because the one that nobody ever talks about is Colin Sexton. That if you were betting, right after IT gets hurt, or right after, they trade for IT and he's hurt, they were betting that pick's getting traded, that Brooklyn pick, the 9th pick in the 2018 draft? Yeah, 2018. And you look at it now, and LeBron wanted them to sell that pick so hard. He wanted that pick gone. He wanted somebody that could help. But Cleveland said, no, we think you're gone. We're not going to do it. We're not burning our assets. We're not burning the farm if you're leaving, man. We're not. And, Houston didn't even do that. They're getting picks back, I guess. But they're also gutting it around him. And it seems like they're still almost giving him anything he wants. And I just don't know, because Davis was the first one where you looked at and you were like, well, LeBron left, KD left, Boogie forced his way out, Melo forced his way out, Dwight forced his way out, all this shit that you can keep going on and on and on for. Kawhi forced his way out. But when AD, with 2 years left, after just signing a max deal, looks at a franchise that hasn't had a lot and just says, no, fuck you, I want out. And they do it, you created a world like this where superstars can gut you from team to team trying to do something for them. Because now it's for their legacy, not for yours. It's not contributing to the Houston Rockets lore. He doesn't give a fuck about that. He didn't care about bringing the city of Houston a championship. No. He cared about winning one for James, and whether that be in Houston or wherever now, we learn. But for him to be the person who this got sold everything for, the reason it didn't work is because of him, whether or not you think he played his peak, whatever, but it's because he wasn't enough, guys got to the finals with less, and we can look at the Chris Paul series when he gets hurt and everything, and should he be in one? Probably, but he's not. And if you're not, and a team sold their future around you, to get up and leave is shitty. And I don't think that should be something that's able to happen every single time. Because I don't know what you do if you're a league now. How do the owners, like as a guy who they just drafted Tatum, and we're supposed to have him for at least 5 more years now, 6 more years, because you really get the 3 years, then the 5-year extension on that. They have you for like 7, 8 years. I'm not confident he'll be here through the end of that contract if it goes bad. He'll have leverage now. Now the players have all the leverage. And it's just weird. And I'm not saying I'm pro owner. I never would say that at all. But it's just an insane thing to think about, that these guys, they're mercenaries. Like they're literally buckets for hire. Like they're not going to feel a connection to a team. That sentiment's going to die with like Curry and Lillard. And, I know so many guys who say they want to stay their whole career. Like Tatum says he wants to be in Boston his whole career. But what's the likelihood of that happening? Is it now going to be, if I don't win a chip in this 3-year window that we were really good, I'm out? I don't think it should be. Because look at why you didn't. look at why New Orleans didn't go further in the playoffs. It's a little bit like KG, right? What'd KG do, though? Stuck it out like a champ. Had to get forced by Billups. Billups had to say, Chauncey Billups, his best friend, had to tell him, leave. This is your best chance. Leave. 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 You don't owe them anymore. And, KG got one. But AD just got one. And, he did it in half the time of Garnett because, fuck it, I'll just jump a team. And now I feel like, 50 years from now, when you look at it in history, if rings are still valued at the same level, they're going to be like, well, KG didn't win one until way after Davis. Davis is undoubtedly better. Okay, I don't think so. I don't know. He could be one day, but he's not. And it's just, I wonder what this does to future basketball history. I really do. Like, I really wonder what this, because we're past the player empowerment. We're at the player super empowerment. And I know that's corny, but that's like where you honestly are, is that they have the entirety of the leverage in the NBA. These superstars run the league. And, hey, it's drama filled, And now they don't even have to speak to the media because Kyrie's probably not. But he's going to keep writing open letters to the media and count that as not speaking to the media. I don't. Listen, basketball's getting a little weird. I don't know. This season's going to be interesting. We're going to take a little bit of a break for a quick sec, but getting right back into it, we're going to do Confessions with Coop for the first time. So stay tuned. So I'm going to try something I've never really done before. I'm going to try to do Confessions with Coop. We all know. I don't have enough people telling me, confessions of stuff. If you'd like to confess anything to me to read on here, I guess just DM it to me. That doesn't seem too safe, but I guess I promise it will be. That probably doesn't make you feel better. I don't know. I'll come up with some way. Maybe like an address where you can send an anonymous letter or something. I don't know. That'd be a lot, but we'll figure it out. But so for right now, I'm just gonna read confessions off of Reddit. Just going right down and just, yeah. Until I was in high school, I was too shy to get up and use the teacher's stapler. But that one, that's not really a confession. That's just like this is why I'm weird. Hey, maybe that's what this like is gonna be. Maybe they're not really gonna be confessions. They're just gonna be like weird shit I used to do. I was and still am a very anxious and shy. Yada yada yada. Fuck your bullshit. Yeah. Once people start writing these to me, I'll start caring more. But if you're just putting it out to Reddit, first off, I feel like that could be traced back to you. I don't know. Maybe that's the whole thing of Reddit, but I don't feel like that's really true. But I don't know. Maybe find somewhere, there's got to be somewhere where you can actually confess this shit and won't get in trouble. Confession. Yeah. Shows how, much I've been paying attention to my religion class. I would freak out because I thought people were looking at me, and I was going through a phase where I ended up with a huge amount of late work. Yeah, we've all been there. I had a 1 point whatever through high school. I don't even know, to be honest. I have no idea what I graduated with, and I don't know how to get a transcript, so I'm probably never gonna know. I'm probably just never gonna know. But hey, that's okay. It's okay. Everybody does that. But what I don't understand is why you thought people were everybody in middle school and high school kind of thinks everybody's looking at you because you're all so bored out of your fucking minds that when somebody stands up, that counts as exciting. It really does. She says, or why did I just assume she? I feel like a dude really wouldn't. If you're a dude and you're too afraid to get up and staple your papers together, if that type of confrontation scares you, it's going to be rough. It's gonna be rough for whoever. But whew, you say this was middle school. High school must have not been nice. I know how mean dudes are. Like, really. Jesus. But they say they would get a staple out of an old paper and put it through the new paper. But this tactic, why the fuck are you calling it a tactic? And you call it a technique. Multiple time used this multiple times before high school, but when I got into high school, I never got papers back, so I had to get up and staple them myself. Thank God you did. I don't know. Not the greatest note to start out confessions, so let's go to the next one. Okay. Next one's interesting. Next one piqued my attention. The title piqued my attention. When I was 17, I used a knife. I'm gonna read this how it's written. When I was 17, comma, I used a knife, comma, in an argument, comma, with my brother. This person, they are great at. See, they kept your intrigue. It's just like this story is wow. Okay, it's getting longer and longer. And it's a really short amount of time written. I was emotionally unstable. He was being verbally abusive. Okay, well, it gets sad. All right. Anyway, he was being nasty and doing it on purpose to wind me up. He will tell you that himself, and it's not because he is scared of me. I was crying and begging him to stop. He would not, so I picked up a knife from the side, stood with it shaking in my hand, and continued to beg him to stop. My mind was telling me how much of an awful person I was. He continued, but I put the knife down and collapsed crying onto the floor. He was on the other side of the kitchen at the time, although our kitchen was not very big. What? What? Oh, I'm sorry. This person's a horrible writer. They started out well, That title was good. But you kind of okay, I'm going to read it. He was being verbally abusive. God, you guys are going to know how bad I am at reading. He was being verbally abusive. I was emotionally unstable. With what? I do not know. Not that is an excuse. Anyway, he was being nasty and doing it on purpose to wind me up. He will tell you that himself, and it's not because he's scared of me. Yeah, I kind of get that. You stabbed your brother. We know you're not stable. Probably had to get through that first. Or you weren't stable. You could be stable now if you stabbed your brother, because I'm pretty sure my aunt threw a knife at my dad and just missed. Or maybe he threw a knife at her. I forget how the story goes. But he said, I was crying and begging him to stop. She said he would not, so I picked up the knife from the side. I stood with it shaking in my hand and continued to beg him to stop. My mind was telling me how much of an awful person I was. He continued, but I put the knife down and collapsed on the floor. He was on the other side of the kitchen at the time. Although our kitchen was not very big. We lived in England and lived in a council house at the time. What the fuck does the type of house you live in have to do with the story at all? Okay? Really. Like, I'm genuinely lost. You piqued my interest with the title, but I'm not even 100% sure you stabbed him. Maybe you thought about it and you just thought you were a bad person because you thought about it, but I don't know. That one was weird. I just realized I may have traumatized my brother as a child. Okay. All right. This could go in so many directions. We both were young. I'm the eldest by 2 years. We were playing some kind of game. At some point, I'm assuming. God, Jesus Christ, fucking read these before you post them. If they're your deepest, darkest secret, just give it a fucking proofread. God damn it. Okay. We're playing some game, and at some point, it involved us pretending to be romantically involved. What the? Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep reading, but we'll stop if this gets too weird. Nothing sexual happened. That is necessary. You do need to put that in. It was really just pretending, but it was weird and creepy, and I can only imagine how it must have felt to him at such a young age. I've blocked it out of my mind for almost a decade. My brother and I have an otherwise healthy relationship. We get along great. We both have interests and social lives and a mostly healthy family. Family dynamic overall. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking read. How'd I get into college? I don't know. I mean, he's never said anything to me about it. Okay. The way you described that, like, it could have been like for months at a time, you guys were pretending to be a couple, or it could have been like playing house. Like, I don't know. Whoop, bump the mic. But if it's just playing house, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe. Maybe not. It's probably not. I guess. I guess not. I don't know. I inadvertently broke the honor code at my school and don't know what I should do. If it's college, hide from it. And if it's high school, hide from it. Just, yeah, nothing good's gonna come. Claimed my credit card was stolen after regretting buying a PS5. So I was really desperate to get a PS5 and I went on StockX and pulled the trigger. Oh, friend just did that. That's like $1,000 fuck up right there. Okay. Now I get. Ooh, I get this. Ooh, you're dumb as fuck, though, reading this out. Okay, so you bought the PS5 on StockX. Realizing I just spent $1,000 on a console, I immediately regretted it and tried canceling, but couldn't. I don't think that's true. StockX takes like 4 fucking weeks for you to get something when you buy it because they go through so much of a process. I don't really buy all that. No. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that they wouldn't just cancel it for you. They have enough people wanting a fucking PS5 right now that they're like, you know what? We'll cancel it. Yeah, take it. Take it. We could probably get more a week later. I don't know. I think you even lied in your confession, if I'm being honest. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. That you probably tried saying your credit card was stolen because you were trying to figure out a way to keep the money and get the PS5. Because I believe StockX will create it or will cancel it for you. But yeah, top comment. Top comment was something I did early in my life. I'll give a quick story. Anybody remember Madden Mobile? I was obsessed when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school. Like really, like holistically white privileged, obsessed with a phone game. To the point where I spent $1,000 on a phone game. Yeah, not a smart idea. Never a smart idea. I was 11th in the world at the game, at a phone game, but it don't give you shit, you know? But yeah, so I did that, and then like this, I think it was on Reddit. I was just like, what do I do? I looked it up, and they just said, they were like, call Apple and just say your little brother did it. And that works. And this thing, say your dumb nephew who ordered it and try to cancel it for an investigation. Like, yeah, I think that would work. If you were just like, hey, my little retard cousin, he just bought a PS5 because he really wanted one, and he just took a picture of my credit card. I'm sorry, I can't pay for that. Yeah, do that. Then try to commit what I'm pretty sure is fraud. I lied about a family member having cancer when I was a kid. Okay. I'm not gonna read this one. I don't want to, but that's like way more common than you'd think. Because I've at least, had 3 people tell me that that's happened to them. Somebody say that, and it's, LA, Mass, New York, like different areas, not like one kid, one town, we're all talking this. No. I'm talking different kids that would largely tell everybody in their town that. It's really weird. It's really weird because I definitely have heard that from multiple people. I lied to my friends when I was drunk. That's uh okay. This could go in a lot of different directions. Sorry, I just started reading for a second. I don't know. I'm from a very conservative Asian country where intimacy begins before marriage is frowned upon. Not I don't know. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I shoplifted at an airport in 2017 after my 1 month trip. I'm kind of impressed. I feel like it's kind of hard to shoplift at an airport. Those stores aren't big, and there's like 3 people in them. I mean, it's shoplifting. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm impressed. You be proud of yourself, sister, brother. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe. I don't know. I lie all day, every day, when there is no need. We got conditions for that. You don't have to confess that on here. You can go to therapy and they'll help you with that. So, like, yeah, talk to, definitely, buddy. You don't, you know, nobody likes the guy who's like, I know him, and that, no. Okay, let's just, yeah, I don't know. I think that's the solution. For years, I've been a bad neighbor. Boring. Fuck that. Stole a scooter in a time of crisis and awoke to guilt. I stole from Michael's and Five Below in the same trip. God, why do these people care about shoplifting so much? I'm not saying, like, go steal from businesses, but, like, Jesus Christ, it's keeping you up at night? Your lives must be boring. In 3rd grade, I used 9 dimes instead of 10 dimes to buy an ice cream cone. Okay, I'm pretty sure people are, like, using this as a thread to... Okay, fuck with people. Next one. Nope. Okay, good one. Good story. I like the title. I pooped on the floor at McDonald's and then left it. Ironically, I've walked in on the McDonald's bathroom and seen poop on the floor, so this doesn't shock me at all. When I was 9. Oh, okay. So you were a little young. This okay. I feel like that's still 9 is the age where it's like still socially acceptable to shit your pants. Yeah, I'll be on. Yeah, it's socially. Yeah, fuck it. Maybe it's not really ever socially acceptable, but at that age, it's not like, oh, he's special. But it's like, yeah, he's learning. Yeah. Now, if you were a kid, Jesus, that is weird. Yeah, you just got way too descriptive in the word. Uh, there it was in the middle of the bathroom, a piping hot chocolate soft serve. Oh my God, even as a kid, you tried to pick it up? I grabbed a bunch of tissues and scooped some of it into the toilet and left a few smears on the seat. 9-year-old me was panicking while the person next to me is knocking on the door. Oh, that's uncomfortable. You shit on the ground and then you had to clean it up because you knew somebody else was coming in. If you had time to clean it up, though, why'd you even shit on the floor? You don't really explain that part too well, buddy. Oh, okay. I don't know. I guess. All right. I mean, to each his own. I destroyed a generator in my apartment and blamed it on my innocent buddy. You were 12? Fuck it. As 12-year-old, where's somebody that's, done something weird? I stole hundreds of dollars worth of toys. Okay, cool. You stole Webkins as a kid? I feel like everybody did. Or like everybody knows somebody that did. I cracked my friend's head. Why do I need so many words in the title? Uh, why do I need so many words in the title? That's it. I only cracked her head. I didn't kill her, but she bled pretty badly. Jesus, you're right off the rip. You're like, I didn't kill the bitch, but she bled pretty badly. Jesus. We were in third or fourth grade and we were playing. Haha, loser, you can't trip me. Oh, yeah? Really? Yeah? Think so? Oh, God, so he grabbed her foot, but never again tripped her. Wait, so I actually started to grab her foot, never actually tripped her? Yeah, you are victim blaming right now. You're like, if this bitch had coordination, her head wouldn't have cracked open, but now I gotta live with the guilt of her head crack. Grow. Grow. I, I'm assuming this one's a girl because I feel like as a little kid, as a guy, if you cracked a girl's head open, even then you get in trouble. You know, even as a child. I don't know. Uh, falsify a degree from a technological institute I went to 2 years ago. Again, borderline impressive that works. That just means like nobody in the hiring team for whatever job you applied for did their job at all. So, yeah. Before I have to comment that English is not my mother tongue, so I apologize for any spelling or writing errors. Further ado. Yeah, no, anybody who calls their first language is not my mother tongue, nah, fuck that. Not reading whatever you have to say. Sorry, you had me before. God, all these ones are about people stealing fucking candy. I framed someone so I could have peace and quiet during finals week? This is only 4 days ago, too. What? Hold on. Did you? Oh, in 2014. Okay, in 2014. Jesus, Cooper. Read further in the story. Just a heads up, I am the asshole in this story. It was the day before finals week, 2014. My roommate, his party animal friend, and a bunch of other folks are partying in the living room. They were making a mess, eating my snacks, drinking my orange juice, but most importantly, they were being very loud. God, you're such an asshole. Like, I can already tell. Like, these kids probably weren't nice and they just partied, but, like, you're a dick. Like, I don't know. You're just an ass. You're just an ass for that one. Yeah, instead of going to the library asking them to stop partying, I did something shitty. I waited until the two had passed out and everyone else had left. I slipped out and toppled my roommate's prized 2-liter bottle of Grey Goose. He was under 21, so this was especially precious to him. Sideways on the ground, allowing most of the bottle contents to sleep out onto the floor. The next day, my roommate blamed the party animal who woke up next to the spilled bottle and chewed him out pretty bad. Lo and behold, our room didn't have any more parties that week. I didn't feel guilty about it at the time. But now, 6 years later, okay, I thought you got a kid in trouble for cheating or this was gonna be something cool, but now you're just soft and guilty about, come on, have some nuts. You played the game right. Be happy. You're conniving. Live with it. Run with it. I lied to my boss about terrible things to get out of having to go to work sometimes. Okay. No, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe not to most people. I don't know what you would lie about. I got in a wreck, that I'm sick, or pretty much anything else that I can think of. Working a 10 to 8 is physically and mentally impossible for me. And I need mental health days, like, for real sometimes. Okay, I know like a 20-year-old wrote this now because you said for real with FR and you're just like, I can't, a 9 to 5. I'm sticking to it. Our generation looks at a 9 to 5, or what this guy called a 10 to 8 because he thinks he's better than me. Okay, cool. He works longer. He says, oh, that's like our version of going to war. I can't do that. It's so mentally stressful. And like, I know, I'm a guy who wants to be a comedian. I don't want to do that either. But like at least I can acknowledge it's because shit, I don't want to do it. It's not, I can't do it. It's so man. No, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun. Yeah, sure. But could you do it? Yeah. Yes. I hate that. I hate that notion because it's literally like I feel like our generation acts like our version of going to war is a 9 to 5. Like, I just can't be in the trenches every day. Oh my god. Go fuck yourself. Honestly, go fuck yourself. Really. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I used to have an issue with stealing. I had sticky fingers and never got caught. Weird way to say it. Not reading this again. Everybody just steals everything. I stole a green apple when I was 6. You gotta let that go. Okay? It's a fruit. It was gonna go bad anyways, and you were 6. I'm moving on. I don't know. I want to find one more good one. Come on. I'm a successful person who cannot function without drugs anymore. Okay. I guess we'll read this one. Okay. No, never mind. Never mind. The bottom says, and I know if I overdose, nobody would care. Probably because if you say I'm a successful person who can't function without drugs anymore, maybe nobody knows then, you know? I stole money from my classmates and teacher. It's only $163 though. Weak. I know that's like still stealing from your classmates and teacher, but come on. I used to shoplift. No, no, no. I gave my Xbox Live account to someone who gave me recon armor and told my dad I got hacked. Dope. I don't even know what the fuck that means. No fucking clue, and I don't give a shit. I cracked a kid's head in his own house so much that he needed to get stitches. Okay, more people do this than I think. I got a kid expelled from school for something I did. All right. What? Okay. I own 3 things. They will never include a woman. What? What? What the fuck did you just write? I only possess my house, my car, and my dog. Although I love my house and my car, my dog is my favorite by far. Okay. All right. I do not possess a girlfriend or wife because of their nature. All of my life, women have been manipulative, greedy, and disloyal. All right, we got a psycho. Last one, we got a full-fledged, misogynist that I think probably, yeah, this gets worse before it gets better. I am beginning to believe that their nature is that they believe this is their nature. I do not have needs only a woman can provide, but those are easily satisfied. The local bar provides attractive women regardless if they have a boyfriend or husband. No, it doesn't. No, there are some ladies that have families that are just right at home. So you make a lot of, you're like, start doing stand up because you make a lot of sweeping generalizations, but just in regular life, not on a stage, you just look like an asshole because you're not joking. You're just making sweeping generalizations that are really bad. Like, these are the ones that they tell you in life, hey, don't make these. I'm not even going to keep reading because this guy gets real bad. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Just shit. If you see somebody that looks like they hate the world today, just give them a hug. That's, I guess, what I learned from reading that one. Because that guy's just so angry. Yeah, no. Okay, nope. Yep, we got the last one. Yep, okay, easy one. I don't even know what this means. I'm just gonna read the title so far. I used to mess with my baby's medical test results to get attention. We're gonna need some explaining on this. First thing, I never made him sick. Just messed with his test results. And not making excuses, just giving my messed up reasoning at the time. He was a preemie. I don't even know what that means. I was living in my grandma's trailer. Okay, so we know the origin tale of this baby. You know, should have included an age because now we're all just wondering. Um, he was in the nice the NISU. Oh, he was in the ICU. My grandma's church and friends prayed every week for us, brought me meals. Once filled my One filled my gas tank every week so I could go see him. When he finally came home, everyone just stopped caring and I was alone again. No, you weren't. You just weren't the main center of attention. You didn't have everything done for you. Oh, this is like out of a movie. I didn't know people actually did this, really. Wow, okay. Bold, hot take. They should take this woman's baby. Because you're gonna use that baby for a whole bunch of other ways you can get attention, I think. I don't know. But also I feel like you might be 14. Like there's a very I don't know. You're living in your grandma's trailer with your baby. You would fuck up his medical results. I mean fuck with his medical. Like, I don't know. When he finally came home, everyone just stopped caring, and I was alone again and overwhelmed with everything he needed. His stomach had issues, but nothing like I told people. I started to put blood in his stools. Okay. What the? Whose blood? She said, I started to put blood in his stool samples, other things to make him look bad off. I stopped when a relative caught me. It was so stupid. I just wanted more help. He's 8 now and has no memory of it. And I know that doesn't make it okay. I feel sick with guilt when I look at him. I get migraines. He didn't get hurt, but I still hate myself. I think I'm probably going to hell. I mean, you say probably, but shit, sister, we ain't even sure that place real yet. So lighten up before you know that's the case. Okay? All right, let's just bring it down like eight or so notches. This is weird, and like you should have to go to therapy. They should, they should. I don't know. They should have somebody watch your baby with you for a little. But yeah, maybe they should take your baby. I don't know. Maybe they should take your baby because fuck, it gets hard when you were putting blood in his shit. Like, whose blood? Because I mean, it's got to be his blood, right? So if you're making your own baby bleed to keep this whole shit going, and then you're putting it in his shit, they should take your kid at that point. That's a little much, you know? That's fucking absurd. That's crazy to me. It's borderline autistic. No, that is autistic. So, I guess with that being said, we finished the first time of doing Coop's confessions. We definitely finished with the fucking weirdest one. If anybody has any, you know, confessions that they want to put, you know, send me a letter, send me a DM, make a burner account. I don't know, tweet me. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. And if anybody, you know, has an answer to this whole blood and shit thing or has a theory about how she did it, put it in the comments below because I'm interested to see. But as always, this was a great episode of the Cooped Up Podcast. The Cooped Up Podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you're watching the clip of this, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys very much.